everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Pink Lady Presents. My motto, it ain't over till I say it's over or you say it's over. So today, it ain't over for my guest today. Our show is a show about people that are breathing. So in other words, it's not the breaths in life that we take. It's what we do with the breaths we take. That's what's important. And today, our guest, Michael Majik Boyd, definitely is taking the right breaths at the right time. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. A singer, a songwriter with a message, a musical man who loves to write over, 1,000 songs?
Yes, I'm in there.
Where did you begin all this?
Whoa. That question takes me back, but I started writing in high school.
Oh, you did?
The first song I wrote was a baseball song.
So tell me, Michael, you started as a pitcher in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Tell our audience all about what happened with that.
Okay, like I was saying, my background is very unique in the concept that we grew up playing ball from the time we were like 1 year old.
How many brothers again?
I got 6 brothers, 2 sisters, and my dad, when we were born, the first thing he did was stick a baseball in our hands. My dad owned the last of the Negro Leagues in Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
So we got to meet people like Satchel Paige and other people.
Right.
Before he died and stuff. Satchel Paige was my brothers and I was mentors for a while. So we actually got to learn from him. My baby brother went on to pitch in the '86 World Series.
Oh, really?
Call
Oh, my
him
goodness.
Oil Can Boyd. This then.
Well, you were also second round.
I was the number 2 pick with the Dodgers, and also the number 7 pick with the Oakland A's.
Oh, my goodness.
And come up Golden Glove boxing and all this, but mostly street fighting.
I get it.
To live where I lived, you had to
Put
fight.
him together with Hank Aaron.
Right, yeah.
I got to meet him. And grew up with that, and then went on to, let's say, high school, where I was the number 1 high school pitcher in the South for 2 years. Wow. Got lucky enough. I was reading some articles the other day. I was a little shocked because I pitched, 16 games in high school, 18 games.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at it, and I struck out 227 batters.
Good for you.
And so that was a good ego boost for me at
Well,
this
yeah.
age, you know. And so with the ball, that's where it led me. I went on to get over 200 scholarship offers to play baseball.
Oh, my goodness. Well, now, during that time, it says you were the sole responsibility for the return of professional women's baseball.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely tell us about that.
Well, again, we got to go back to family. My daddy owned the Negro Leagues, but my daddy was more of wisdom about the game. My mother actually played
Wow.
baseball, and I look at guys today hit, and they say you can hit. You can't out hit my mother. Okay, I just want you guys to know that. But she worked with me and my brothers, and in baseball, 4 of us signed pro contracts.
Oh, my goodness. I love it.
And so I thought about it as I grew up, and it felt like something was missing when I would look on the ball field. And what was missing is I didn't see my sisters and the girls I played with and all the girls that I'd met that dreamed of playing and all this. So I thought it was time to end the hypocrisy of democracy.
There you go.
And decided if no one's going to do it, I'll do it myself. So I brought back women's professional baseball after 50-something years.
Oh, my God. When was that?
We brought it back. I started in 1990 in Burbank. The girls played it. We went around the country. We played 4 tournaments. They won every tournament.
Good.
I have to brag on the girls because actually the baseball that they played was much more pure than what the men played. The game was more style and form and finesse, where men are thinking more macho, hit it 500 miles.
Hit it hard.
But joy ain't necessarily in how far you hit it, but how well you do it. And so I taught the girls to play the game, not to play baseball, but to become it. Because behind them would be other girls that are coming, and they don't need to be asking anymore.
What was the name of the group?
The first team was called the Gatekeepers.
Oh, okay.
I named them the Gatekeepers because they were the ones who were going to open the gates for all the girls to come.
Okay.
Right? The other team was called the Prophets. And that was the prophecy, is that women were going to start to play this game and there was no turning back.
Love it. Love it. Now, you also created a technique called baseball, and a new technique that taught baseball called step, listen to this now, step, hip, hands. Sounds like a sexy game here. So tell us first about what baseball is.
Baseball is a philosophy that I created. It is based on 30 philosophies. And I teach this to all of my students, their parents, everybody that I meet need to know baseball. Baseball, the first philosophy of baseball says if it don't start right, it don't end right.
I like that.
The number 7 philosophy, Pastor, you'd like this. The number 7 philosophy is based on how we live and deal with people in our world today. And it says if your word is no good, you are no good. So anybody out there who's not telling the truth, who's not trying to be the best human being they can only be a nuisance and a hassle to the society. You can't be an asset unless you choose. And so I'm asking everybody, choose to be better. Choose to be a better human being. Choose to treat people better. Because if you want to be treated better yourself, it better start with you giving respect before you expect to receive it.
To receive it.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
wow. I love that.
The 17th philosophy says, I wonder why it is that man tries to make me one thing when it is that God has made me so many things.
Oh, I love that. And Michael, you got to get that out in something.
I will, ma'am, but I'm going to do it a certain way. See, the
Okay.
world can no longer listen to the right thing in tidbits. We have to get the world to stop, the people to stop and listen to what would be good for us all.
Right. I
We
love
don't need a million speakers. We need a message that reaches a million with the hearts that is needed, the wisdom that is needed. If anybody out there understands what I'm talking about, it's time to open your arms to hug somebody.
Right.
It's time to care. That ring on your finger, ma'am, means completeness.
That's right.
It means completeness. And what we haven't done in society as a society is hug each other,
Love it.
care about each other.
it.
And so what I want to do is put a ring around everybody's heart. And within that ring is all of us living properly, living caringly.
We'll be right back.
At one time or another, every family is faced with mobility issues for a loved one. Call Before You Fall is here for you with all the safety and mobility solutions your family needs. Come see Alex in the Call Before You Fall showroom, or if you can't, they'll come to you in one of their fully stocked service vans. So put your mind at ease today. Call Alex at 1-800-829-1491. Remember, be on the safe side.
What is step, hip, hands?
Step, hip, hands are the 3 steps in concept of hitting a baseball. Step, hip, hands. And so it's based on the philosophy of little brother, middle brother, big brother, or baby, mom, dad. See, the reason we call it home plate for all the coaches out there,
Right.
the reason it's called home plate, because all of life by premise starts at home.
Right, that's right.
And when you see a person standing over the home, that's the father holding the big stick to knock the wrongdoing that the pitcher is throwing toward his home. So his job is to knock all the wrong things away from his home. This is why it's so bad to strike out.
I get
Because
it.
if the ball
I
gets
get
past
it.
you, it hurts who's in the home. So if a man truly, and coaches, if you truly want your children to hit a ball properly, don't teach them to hit the baseball. Teach them to protect the family that's in
There
that home.
you go. How did you get into music? I mean, here we are in the baseball field, and you wrote over 1,000 songs.
I actually started to write, and I started to look at the things out there, and I'm going, there's so many things to write about. So instead of me picking subjects, I just wrote. And it turned out that the things that I was writing were about life. And so this is why, one, I care so much about life, but I care about your life and your life and the people who are here
Now,
in
are
the
you a
room's lives.
minister also, Michael?
Ma'am, I have no choice.
Okay.
I was born. My teachers in the 3rd grade would have me say things to the class and things like this. This is why I invented baseball, because baseball is a universal knowledge that we must all have, and the concept of getting along and treating each other properly.
What is this 1-hour baseball game called Stand Still Baseball?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is that?
The standstill baseball is a 6-man baseball game, or let's say
Can't
6
be
women.
6 women,
well,
too?
I got something for
Yeah,
you. Check
you
this
know,
out.
I mean-
No. Wait, let me finish, and
Okay.
you'll see where I'm going.
Okay.
And I wrote the game. I wrote it from the side that men think. I'm going to do this, and all of us guys are going to get together. Well, that's automatic exclusion of others. And so I looked around and I said, it's time to do something more. Our kids are running the street. They're getting in trouble. They're getting hurt. They're getting shot in schools. All these things, and I'm fed up with it.
Right.
And I got fed up with it. And I said, we need to get these kids off the street. We need to get more adults on the ball fields with the children.
Right.
So I developed a game, a 1-hour baseball game called Stand Still Baseball. I said 7 men because when I first started it, that was the intention, until I started to see how much the women liked the game. And I said, wait a minute, why don't I redesign this game?
Altogether.
And now men and women will not only play together, there will be women teams that are able to play men's teams.
Oh, good.
There'll be co-ed teams and these type things. It's Little League, Pony League, all this. So I put it together so women could be included. 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I hired the 2008, I think 2012 women Olympic softball players and trained them for a while in standstill baseball. And we had an actual game of equality between men and women.
Who won?
Well, the women lost by 2 points. But check this out. The men they played, some of them had played pro ball. Some were,
okay.
college
get it.
players.
Right.
Some were the best of high school
Right,
players
right.
that played. And the women only did this for about 2 weeks.
Oh.
And within that time period, in a 1-hour baseball game, they only lost by 2. So that means equality is here now, and
Yes,
we're
it
going to
is.
have to stand up like men and accept that. And the fact that we ain't so macho and we ain't all that.
Right.
What it is we need to start asking, what can we do for others?
Correct.
And to recognize that our daughters are just as important as our sons.
There it is.
And that when a woman is getting ready to have a baby, it's really time for all the men to stop saying, I want a son, I want a son. I want a child.
Yeah.
And that's the key. For if you want one over the other, you're not going to love the other one properly. And that's,
Right now,
that's simple.
Michael, I want everybody to see your tribute to Sam Cook.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's watch it.
I'm looking forward to bringing the spirit, the music, and the legend of Sam Cook to you and your friends. Enjoy.
Don't know much about you, how you feel. Don't know what's trailing down the tree. Don't know much about algebra. Don't know what the side rules are. But I do know what it was. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful life would be.
See you soon.
Evening sun is sinking low. The clock on the wall said it's time to go.
Wow. How did you find your life with Sam Cook?
Oh, baseball.
Really?
Baseball.
Really?
I was
Okay.
coming home from a ball game.
Yeah.
And I had heard the voice before, but never paid attention to it because I was just a little child.
Right, right.
So I had grown up, and I was coming home from school, from baseball practice one day. Didn't have a good time because the coach was sort of making me mad.
Oh.
And I was riding down the street, and I'm driving, the radio's on, and a song came on so amazing that, ma'am, I had to pull over. I couldn't drive. It was like God had said to me, this is you, Mike.
Right, this is your next step.
This is your next step.
Wow.
And so I pulled over, and I listened to the song, and I just fell in love. About 2 months later, I'm going down the same street, nearly approximately the same time, and a song came on called Wonderful World. And I knew when I heard his voice, I started to holler, that's it. That's him.
me."
That's it. So I listened to everything, every song, and I finally got his name and got to where the music was. And ma'am, I must have played it 24 by 7 for weeks.
Right.
For weeks. And it was like, it soothed my soul. It was so clean. It was so spiritual. It was so well done, so well sang.
Right.
It was like he cared about everybody. And it wasn't how good I can sing. It was how good I could make you feel.
Right.
And I said, that's me.
When you did that,
Yes, ma'am.
and began with the Sam Cook
Yes,
legend
ma'am.
and everything, you took it to Vegas, you
Yes,
took
ma'am.
it to Laughlin, you took it all over.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you won awards. Can you tell our audience some of the awards and nominations that you had?
Well, let's see. I got the Golden Halo Award from Beverly Hills, from Hollywood.
Wow.
I got lucky enough to be considered for a Grammy nomination.
What song was that for?
It was my album, Best New Male Vocalist, Best New Album.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think Patti LaBelle beat me out for the nomination.
Well,
now
I
you got to
love
love
it.
Patti.
You know what?
It's a very good beat by
That's
Patti.
someone that's okay.
Yes,
Love
ma'am.
her.
And I was new starting out, and was even nervous about the situation. It just walked up on me because, one, I sound a little like Sam Cook from what I've been told. And the next thing I know, I was singing. Patty got the nomination. I said, hey, I'm going to go out here and get this nomination. I'm going to earn it, you know?
Right.
And that's where it started. That was like 92, 93.
Have you ever looked back, Michael, and said to yourself, I love what I'm doing. I send a message out there. But gee, what fun I had in baseball. I mean,
I literally have to laugh at that because that's my thought. I love the game. I teach even now.
Oh, great.
With
Oh,
students.
good.
I have several students right now. And I can't get away from baseball because I am baseball.
Right.
Okay.
Well, first of all, we want to let the audience know we got together because of his involvement with singing for veterans, for active duty military. Something I've been doing for 57 years is working with the military community. And I was so impressed because you had just recorded the CD that you're going to sing, and I have one of the original copies. It wasn't the finished copy, it was handwritten, and you know, it didn't have all the graphics of the artwork. But since that time, in those 10 years, I've become the president of the LA National Cemetery Foundation.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that we instituted was something that I get the privilege of presenting with some infrequency. And it is a presentation coin, which the cemetery, which opened in 1889, has never had. And now we have it. And for all that you do for the community, for all you do for our youth, and for our veterans in active duty, I want you to accept this on behalf of the board of directors and our director, Tom Ruck, for being a good corporate citizen. And one of the things that, if I were to summarize what you were talking about,
Yes, sir.
it's if we can teach our kids, do not do to others what you don't want them to do to you. We're off to a good start. So thank you for your service, my friend.
Pastor, thank you so
It's a
much.
pleasure.
There you go, Michael.
Oh, you don't know what this means. And I promise you I'll cherish it the rest of my life. because I cherish our veterans and I will cherish them for the rest of my life.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, sir.
And now, everyone,
Yeah.
and now,
Yeah. You
We-
get to
you get-
understand why
right.
we love this man.
and you get to hear Michael Majik Boyd. We'll be right back.
From infants to seniors, AdvantagePlusCaregivers.com provides quality, compassionate caregivers that you can depend on. And for those departing the hospital, our transitional care service delivers significantly improved patient outcomes. So if you or someone you love is in need of home care, call 1-800-687-8066. AdvantagePlusCaregivers.com. We're all about the care.
Hi, everyone. We're back. I am really excited. I have to tell you this because I know what you're going to hear in a few minutes. And let me tell you, his base all energy and feeling is all a positive attitude with lots of gratitude. And you are going to be thanking me when you hear Michael Majik Boyd. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Father, yeah. American soldier, thank you for all the things you do. American soldier, don't you know that we all love you? This gift of liberty that you have given me, it gives me so much pride. I feel so good inside, 'cause this day I'll give to you my love, my gratitude, 'cause I want you to know that you are my hero. That's why, American soldier, thank you for all the things you do. American soldier, don't you know that we all love you? In the morning when I rise, I look up into the skies. I say, oh Lord, hear my plea. Please take care of our boys, 'cause they are in harm's way. And that's why we're free today. I say, American soldier, thank you for all the things you do. American soldier, don't you know that we all love you? American soldier, thank you for all the things you do. American soldier, don't you know that we all love you? Even though you're so far, we want you to know you're not alone. Because of you, we're free today. Everyone in the USA, when our country is in need, you're always here to face the need. We thank you for everything. Because of you, let's freedom ring. Soldier, thank you for all the things you do. American soldier, don't you know that we all love you? American soldier, thank you for all the things you do. American soldier, don't you know that we all love you? American soldier, thank you for all the things you do. If you want to honor our soldiers, then let's get together, let's talk it over. If you really want a real fair chance, then get behind the soldier, let's make a stand. All the things that are wrong in life, but the soldier makes it better. We're fixing to go back and do us a little more Sam Cook, okay? This is what I've been doing for so long, and I want to dedicate this song I'm singing right now to the Pink Lady. Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography, don't know much trigonometry, don't know much about algebra, don't know what a slide rule is for, but I do know 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. Now I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. For maybe by being an A student, baby, I could win your love for me. Don't know much about geography, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Whoa, la da 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 da, ooh, whoa, la da 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 da, ooh. Yeah, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this will be.
Oh my, what a, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
man.
first of all,
Thank
for saying Pink Lady. And Michael, I cannot tell you, it has been our pleasure today
thank
to have you with us, because you exemplify who today's man of America is. And I thank you, because you want everyone, and we all do, to be together
Yes, ma'am.
for each other. And that's what it's all about. Positive attitude, lots of gratitude with Michael Majik Boyd. God bless you,
Thank
sweet
y'all
thing.
so much. Thank
We will see you again. God bless every one of you. Woo! Yes!
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take the town and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I die. They're gonna say, what a guy. I'm gonna play for the sky. Ain't gonna miss a thing. I'm gonna have my fling. I'm gonna live until I die. The blues I lay low, I'll make 'em stay low. They'll never trail over my head. I'll be a devil till I'm an angel.